The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's Championship.
Welcome back to Fantasy Warfare, everybody. It is now time for a AEW Women's World Championship matchup. Rhea Ripley looking to take the gold away from the reigning champion, the ninth wonder of the world, Chyna. This is going to be a battle of two powerful women. Hard-hitting. Rhea Ripley looks primed and ready to have some championship gold around her waist. As we said, Rhea Ripley and Chyna, two of the hardest hitters, two of the strongest women in all of professional wrestling. But never mind the distinctions of being two of the strongest women in all of professional wrestling. These two are among the strongest in professional wrestling history, period. Rhea Ripley and Chyna both capable of insane feats of strength, and we could see some examples of that here today as Rhea Ripley looks to dethrone Chyna for the AEW World Women's Championship. This match requested by our viewers here as part of Viewers' Choice Month on WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare. And while Rhea Ripley and Chyna are getting ready to square off here for the AEW Women's World Championship, I want to take a quick moment to thank everybody that had offered matches either throughout the season or during that period of time where we asked you what matches would you want to see in a Fantasy Warfare Viewer's Choice set of episodes. Thank you to everybody that offered matches, that sent comments, messages. People put in a lot of effort for this episode, and we could not have built this last month of shows without the viewers. So we want to say thank you to the viewers of WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare for your contributions here in Season 1, most specifically in these last 4 episodes, which were chosen by the viewers. It's been a fun month of doing the matches that the viewers want to see, and that's not that we don't include matches the viewers want to see on a weekly basis. In fact, most weekly cards involve some sort of match that was chosen by the viewers, but this entire month, chosen by the viewers. But let's take it down to ringside for the introduction of our champion and challenger here in this title bout.
Introducing the challenger from Adelaide, Australia, Rhea Ripley. And introducing the champion from Redondo Beach, California, she's the Women's Champion, the ninth wonder of the world, Chyna!
Chyna surrendering the AEW Women's World Championship to the referee. Referee now taking that belt over to the challenger, showing her what is on the line in this one. And showing it to the crowd, as is the standard, as we get ready for our next championship match here this week. In fact, we have another championship match coming up after this one. The Intercontinental Championship will be on the line when Goldberg defends his newly won title for the first time against Miro, making his Fantasy Warfare debut. And of course, our main event for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, which will see Roman Reigns defending his title against Bruno Sammartino. And then, of course, we got The Rock and the Macho Man Randy Savage in there. No titles on the line there in our semi-main event this week. But enough of those other matches. Let's focus on this one. The AEW Women's World Championship on the line. Rhea Ripley in control in the early moments, throwing Chyna around like she's a cruiserweight. We said it in the entrances that we would probably see some nice examples of the freakish strength that Rhea Ripley and Chyna both possess through their rigorous trainings, weightlifting, exercising, the whole 9 yards, throwing bodies around the professional wrestling ring. You know how it goes, how you build that strength. You lift weights and you throw bodies. And Rhea Ripley showing her strength off after throwing Chyna. We just said lifting weights and throwing bodies, and Rhea Ripley, proving it true. Chyna with a kick to the skull of Rhea Ripley, smashing her wrist off the floor. Chyna was heading out to the outside. Looked like she might have been going to the top rope. Thought better of it as Rhea Ripley was back on her feet. Chyna brings Ripley up to her feet. Shot to the midsection. Scoop slam takes her down. Smashing that wrist off again. Chyna smashing away at the face of Rhea Ripley, just hammering away at her. Bringing her back up to the feet, but Rhea Ripley able to sweep the legs of Chyna out before she's able to do so. Got her up and throws her across the ring again like she's some sort of cruiserweight. Rhea Ripley just imposing her will on Chyna here today in this AEW Women's World Championship matchup. Chyna with the counter, kicks to the thigh. Press slam by Chyna. And a couple of rips just for good measure. Drops her down. I told you we'd see some amazing feats of strength. That was just an amazing DDT. But it didn't rock Rhea enough to keep her down. There's the old bendy, snap, stomp. I'm going to have a different name for it every time, I think. Punch to the kidneys, the liver, something like that. One of those vital organs. Before a whiplash takes Chyna back down to the mat. Rhea Ripley reining in with fists down to the forehead of Chyna. Chyna sweeps the leg of Rhea Ripley out. Smashes that wrist off the canvas one more time. Chyna taking to the middle rope. Comes off with a splash and she hits it. Stomps Rhea, who rolls over onto her stomach. Rhea counters with a back elbow and takes Chyna down with almost a spear. I wouldn't really call it a total spear because it wasn't really running, but this could be a riptide. Yes, it is. Riptide by Rhea Ripley, but she doesn't go for the cover right away. She throws her off and then goes for the cover. That cost her time, and that could have cost her the AEW Women's World Championship. I think Rhea should have gone for the cover right out of the riptide. That easily cost her time. She could already be the champion. Now she has to resort to the submission to try and get Chyna to tap out to take the championship, but she can already be champion if not for that error in judgment on when to go for the pinfall after the riptide. As Chyna's got her up again. More press slams, more reps. Oh, down she goes. And now it's Chyna throwing Rhea Ripley around like she's a cruiserweight. Chyna brings Ripley up to her feet. She's got her up. She's got her. And down with a power bomb. Chyna into the cover on Ripley. Referee is in great position, but Ripley is able to kick out before the count of 3. Chyna waiting on Ripley to get up to her feet. What's she gonna go for here? Boot to the midsection. Head between the legs. One arm, two arms, and pedigree. Chyna hits the pedigree on Rhea Ripley. Referee in position. And that's all. Chyna retains the AEW Women's World Championship here this week in Fantasy Warfare with a decisive victory over Rhea Ripley. Ripley had a chance to win the championship. She hit the riptide. She had Chyna in a prime position for a pinfall, and she chose not to go for the pin. It cost her 2 seconds. She went for the pin. She could have had 3 in the beginning, in my opinion. Mistakes happen, and here it costs her the championship. But speaking of championships, we've got another title match coming up next here on Fantasy Warfare. It's going to be for the Intercontinental Championship as Goldberg defends his newly won championship against a man making his Fantasy Warfare debut, Miro. And it's coming up next.
Here is your winner, and still Women's Champion, the Ninth Wonder of the World.